Good evening, everyone. This is Mike from Junkie and Crafts and Builds, and tonight we have two very special guests on here for Figure Action. Ted and Aaron from HellaDope Toys. And I'm sorry, guys. I don't know where Dave's at. Let me
say his name and he appears.
Actually, I love that. That was amazing.
I believe, I don't know about you guys, but I believe in figure reaction.
Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up.
That's a banger right there.
There we go. Well, again, welcome, guys, to Figure Reaction. Like I said, my name's Mike. We have Dave, True Star Screamer.
True.
T-R-U.
Yeah, true.
Trust
Trust the Screamer.
Always trust. So we're so honored to have you guys on here just to talk about you and, spend a little bit of time just yucking it up a little bit. So I'll start out. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing good, man. I had the day off. Obviously, a really cool stream last night with all the the craziness that we do. But yeah, no, it was a good day today.
Great.
Yeah, great day. I've been HellaDoping all day, so
I bet.
It's okay. We don't test.
There's no real days off in our world. Just an hour or so here or there where we're just like, I'm not doing this for a few hours. Don't call me, Aaron. Don't call me.
I'm going to do it anyway.
I know.
Like, Ted, why is this not working?
I know. The second
why is all my hard work not being shown on the website?
The second I sat down, I was just like, son of a bitch.
That's right.
Well, we got a full house here, guys. As you can see here, I do not know. This guy does not sleep. The Titan does not sleep. I see this guy on every show I'm on, every show I'm watching, every show I decide to tune in. So I think all of us, let's give this a hail the Titan.
Hail to you, Titan. You know, he was a recent recipient of, I think, a HISS tank or a vamp from 3POA. And I know he just was down at DFW with you guys over the past weekend.
So, we had to pop in real quick, just to make our presence felt.
We were partying hard at DFW and Joe Fest.
I was watching it last night. You guys took some amazing shots of everyone. So
fantastic. I mean, you guys you were on point. Your toe was on point, and
you just gotta get it. You gotta get in the right spot. It just holds you up.
Yeah,
I've heard that. I've heard that.
You got to hit them.
I'm over 45. I'm 45, so I need all the advice I can get for that.
Gotcha. I'm only 41, so
you got a little bit to go. But
we got to. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, first of all, we appreciate everybody who has shown up here tonight, who are our non-regulars. This is the Figure Reaction. This is the Figure Reaction show from the Figure Action podcast. Of course, I am Dave, True Star Screamer. That is Mike with Junkie on Crafts and Builds. We all, of course, know the most HellaDope guys from the most HellaDope website with one of the most HellaDope shows. I think I've milked this gag as far as it can go. But again, we appreciate everyone who is catching us here live and everyone who is catching us here on the replay squad. So
absolutely.
This is
like I said, tonight is going to be about you guys, so you get to sit back and get on the other side of the stream for once, and you have to answer all these random questions we got coming up.
Hold on. Put my feet up.
Right.
It is so randomized. Let's shuffle the deck. And no, we actually. For those of you who've caught the show, we tried it. Well, this is I use the cards as a little bit of a guideline. It's kind of as I referenced earlier. It's kind of like the pirate code. It's not a track thing. It's just more of a guidance. It's a guidance. But this way we can kind of keep ourselves on rails because it is Monday night, and most of us have things to do during the week. Well, we'll talk about you later, Ted.
Right.
It's actually on there. But well, should I keep the gag? What you drinking?
Oh,
Oh man.
are we taking from these two guys?
Hey,
let me
can we,
finish.
can we go
I'm
ahead and
gonna-
get a copyright strike on this show
Yeah,
right now?
yeah. Hold on, guys.
that's
You're
good.
gonna steal our shtick. You got to do it right. So let me ask my brother Aaron. Aaron,
Yo,
my man, what you sipping on?
Well, I thought you'd never ask. Yeah. Of course, I don't work today and I don't work tomorrow, so I'm still enjoying a very frothy cold, super good. Still, damn it, I did it again.
Wow, deja vu. Deja
That
vu.
is someone's messing with you.
You know she's right here.
Is that the same can from last night?
No, no, I
It's actually
drank
just
that
good.
last
It's
night.
sipping.
He had to restock.
The secret is it's actually full of water.
Well, apparently Mr. Wonderful got a package from Ted today, just so you know. And he did want to let you know you did send your package was huge, Ted. So
That's what they tell me after they're done laughing at me. Yeah,
hey,
like no, it's
yours
huge, buddy. It's
yours
fine.
is bigger than the Savage one. So we
Oh,
got that
man.
on record.
Excellent. The most savage.
No, but I got to keep old Trusty nearby. I'm still waiting on that sponsorship. I'm sure it's in the mail. They're coming right now.
Yeah.
But let's just get it out there, Mr. Darklaw. These
Mhm.
people need to know
Mm-hmm.
what you sipping on.
Well, I am glad you
Anyway,
asked because
so the
in
show
my
needs to continue
no,
on now.
you don't have a button here. You don't have a button here. Okay.
Are you sure they didn't put that in there before you got here?
Move this man!
We got our own button here, pal.
in my trusty HellaDope mug, I am sipping on coffee because I was tired from doing HellaDope work all day. And then I got my water. Aaron, do you know? See this? This is good shit that you need to drink. And then got to crack open the Saratogies. But Aaron, we're being rude, dude. We're guests
Yes.
on a show. We should ask our hosts here. Hosts with the mosts. What you sipping on?
Dave?
I already had my beer of the night, so I'm hydrating with my lime bubbly.
Wow.
I am a lightweight. I get 2 beers in me. I am unconscious by 10:30 and waking up the next morning with cotton mouth. I am not who I was when I was 23 anymore. I assure you.
Me either, but I keep trying to pretend.
Yes. So let's see. I'm finishing off a little bit of Maker's Mark and Coke
Dang,
to
high class.
Delicious.
keep the keep the throat lubricated for the evening.
Yes. Lube her up, baby.
Mm-hmm.
The things we do to get our guests. So let's talk about this. We got these 2 finest gentlemen here. Not everyone is you guys are, I don't think new to the scene, but you're definitely still one of the younger vendor sites out there. So just to kind of let everyone know just who you are. I mean, obviously, you guys have taken this venture together. You guys have. You weren't just 2 guys who ran into each other at a KB toy saying, "Dude, we should do this." So, I mean, how long have you guys known each other? I mean, what is the secret origin of the HellaDope duo?
Well, I mean, it wasn't KB. It was Toys R Us.
Ah.
He was playing with Power Rangers. I was over there playing with like the Megazord, and I'm like, oh my god, I need some Power Rangers to go with my Megazord. He's like, oh bro, hey, I got these. And then it was like love at first sight with Power Rangers. Yeah. And ever since then, we've been married.
Yes.
You guys have known each other since so long and everything.
I think you guys have known each other longer than your spouses, probably.
Yeah, since 1995. 95.
Right? Yeah.
Damn.
Tupac was still alive.
He was still alive. Biggie
Tupac
was still alive.
Biggie was still alive.
Yeah.
I think
yeah,
Limp
a lot of
Bizkit
people were alive.
didn't even have their first album out then.
Yeah. And then Clinton hadn't gone through any scandals yet. There
working
was
on
no Y2K.
WCW was still good.
Yeah, that was about the time of the birth of ECW, and yeah, it was in the mid '90s. We grew up in the same neighborhood, went to the same school, and that's just the way it was. We were neighbors and homies, and there was nothing better to do in that neighborhood but
You got that right.
wander around. Like that's it. You wander around, you get bored, cause a little trouble, a little mischief every now and then. You jump over some bushes for funsies. You go through a mysterious tunnel, which I would never do at my age.
Oh,
my
God,
goodness.
no, hell no.
No, absolutely not.
I'm afraid to know what's in that tunnel right now.
No, exactly. Yeah, and that's really what it was. We just never left each other. We are, I don't know if anybody's familiar with Scrubs, but we are JD and Turk, and my wife and I just rewatched Scrubs, and I was just like, yep, that's young me and Aaron. That's not us now, but that's the young version of us. We're grumpy now.
So going through all this time together, what was the impetus for you guys to say one day, screw this, let's just open a toy store? How did this come?
It's a bit of a longer story. And there's two sides to it, and I'll run with my side first, and then Aaron can flip over to his end. But I think Aaron and I are both like-minded in the sense that we didn't have any money growing up. We had to figure out how to make our own money. You got to hustle your own way. We were also taught to believe that going and getting a job was the way to do that. So that's just what we've always done. We've just always been hard workers for somebody else. And somewhere along the way, I realized that was stupid. It's just like working for the man sucks. So I dabbled in starting businesses. I was a freelance illustrator briefly. Kind of gave it all up and just accepted my fate of being just a working schmuck until I die. And then around COVID time, that's when that Sentinel came out. And the HasLab Sentinel came. I didn't have any money for it. And I was just like, I'm really good at finding clearance toys, good Marvel Legend for $5, man. That's how I survived, because my toy budget was like $20, $30 a month. I was like buying one figure. It sucked ass. Sad times. So I got really good at finding clearance figures that were high quality. They weren't the peg warmers back then. It was just like, oh, we have too much. Here you go. And so I just started selling them online, not scalping them, humans. I was not a scalper. But you buy something for $5, you sell it for $15 when the retail was still $18.99, $19. And then I used that money to buy my Sentinel, the profit from that. And then I just kind of let it go until Christmas time, when I was just like, that was fun. Let me try that again. And honestly, when I was setting up this the first time to build up for the Sentinel, Aaron had to teach me how to sell things online. I didn't know how to run a packing label or how to drop anything to the post office. He had to talk me through it for like an hour and a half, step-by-step instructions. And I'm still texting him, and I'm like, I just go drop it in the chute? He's just like, yes, dude, let's go drop it in the chute. And I enjoyed selling the stuff, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take a stab at this. I can just start a little online eBay side business, make some extra money. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And I went from being excited for doing like $200-$300 one month. I'm like, look, I did $200 or $300 in sales. This is amazing. To as months went by, suddenly it was like 600, 800, 1200, 1800. And I was like, holy shit, this is growing. And that's about the time, when we hit up PowerCon and had our, miraculous garage beer conversation. But I'll let Aaron tell his side.
I mean, it's not too far off from your story, but the beginning story is about the same. Poor neighborhood. I had to work for I had to grind for what you wanted. But I had my own video game store. I used to work for a video game store, and I'm like, man, I want to do this on my own. And I had opened up my own shop, and we were doing well. I learned that when you have a brick and mortar store and you did it kind of with ground zero, that it takes a lot of money to stay afloat. So we had moved into a flea market and ran the flea market game, and I learned a lot of things. And I was like, one day I want to do this again. I want to do it. I want to do it right. And then fast forward to PowerCon. Ted graciously invited me to come with him on Sunday, which was the last day. And he was like, let's do it. I know how to do it. I've ran a business. He knows how to run a business, but being a manager of multiple successful businesses throughout his life. Why not do it? Well, who better to trust than each other, and who knows each other the best? Let's just do it. And we formulated a plan, and 2 months later, we officially opened HellaDopeToys.com, and here we are, almost 2 years later, still running strong.
Absolutely. And again, that running strong is because of the reputation of super fast shipping, expertly packaged. Nothing that I've purchased from you guys has ever come to me in less than pristine appearance and everything. And for some reason, people think you guys are, pretty funny. You guys have a great rapport, and
people say that about us.
Yeah.
I pay them.
Yeah.
I mean, I pay them to do that. They're in the chat right now.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine then. Yeah.
Can I speak on the shipping thing for a moment?
Absolutely.
When we started this, one of the reasons why I did so well on eBay was because I just had extreme anxiety. And so an order came in and I didn't want to forget about it. We had to move that thing out as quickly as possible. That way my brain could rest. And then it went out immediately the next day because I didn't want any negative reviews or anything like that. And then I learned how to pack stuff because occasionally some things went dinged. In my early days, I might have messed up a few packages. I have some angry reviews on my Mercari from it. So again, anxiety kicked in, so we just wrap everything up. And I'm like, you know what? We're just going to get to the point where nothing in this box moves. But to me, that was solving a problem. Any business you have needs to solve a problem, right? And the problem that we're solving, because we're not just a toy store, the problem that we're solving is it's harder to find things out in the wild. Some other really big and bad toy stores have a lot of negative reviews for how long it takes to ship things, man. People don't want to wait. When I want my toy, I want it now. I'm a toy hunter. I don't like buying online. I think it sucks. I want it now. So what we're trying to do is get the figure to you as quickly as possible and make sure it's in as mint condition as possible. We're not Amazon. You can buy it and then they'll ship it and it'll be there the next day, but they're going to put it in an envelope and it's going to get kicked around and smashed. That is not what we're about. So we're just trying to create an amazing experience from start to finish. And I know people like Travis and I think Robert's in here as well. They're not always a big fan of all the extra wrapping, and that's fine. But man, I need to make sure it gets there safely. That's part of the experience. Like whether you want it or not, it came with care, it came with love, it got there quickly. And for the most part, you order it, you forget about it, and then boom, it's there. And you're like, holy crap, I wasn't even expecting this yet. And that's kind of the problem we're trying to solve. That and the customer service. You can't really reach out to the owners of Big Bad. I'm sure you can reach out to Nerdzoic and he'll respond to you. And I don't know what the timeline on that is. I'm sure they have great customer service, but our customer service is online 24/7. You can message us in the middle of the night. We might be asleep, but at 6 a.m. when one of us wakes up, I'm just like, oh, okay. Let me look up your order number real quick. Let me figure out how that's coming. The messaging system through the site, Instagram, email, Facebook, it's coming at us all the time, and we try to be really quick to answer everything. And that's the problem we're trying to solve in the community.
Okay.
Got a good question here, actually. Before I throw it out from the crowd, but I just have to throw this. When you're doing a little, that was very passionate, by the way. All that was going through my head at that time was some nerd like myself, clicking the buttons, going, "I have a toy pre-order and I want figures now." And the opera singer going, "Call HellaDope Toys."
Please don't, because normally they're like, I just ordered this. When is it coming? And I'm like, it's not made yet. It's coming out in 2026, man. Leave me alone.
Jeff Morris just chimed in. I know I've seen him floating around a lot of the different groups. Do you guys think you'll ever hit the level of getting the Hasbro fan channels stuff?
You know, that's going to always be the goal, to get big enough to have an exclusive. Maybe not Hasbro, but an exclusive of our own.
Okay.
Whether it's, you know, Spiro or Valorverse or Savage Crucible or whoever that may be one day. But, you know, would it be nice? Sure. Will we ever get that big? I mean, I live in the now. I can't predict the future. If I did, I would definitely use it to my advantage. But, you know, we would definitely like to get to some point where one day we have an exclusive of our own to be proud of.
Well, I will say, looking at your inventory, you guys have all these major brands that everyone wants to get, and I think that's really a testament to both of you and the effort you go into this, because I'm sure it's not easy. In 2 years suddenly secure partnerships with Four Horsemen Studio, Valorverse, Jada Toys, all these different companies. So I mean, I have to applaud you guys for that. And was there any time that acquiring these partnerships, like, can you go through the process real quick and like saying, all right, was it just simply reaching out and saying, hey, we're a new store, we want to sell your stuff, how about you give us give us some inventory?
Aaron, tell them about Sunday at PowerCon.
Sure. So, Sunday, any con day, the last day is usually the vendor get out day. Get all my stuff. I don't want to take it home. Well, Ted was like, hey, come with me. It was with him, and I was with Semi Skies, his daughter. And, the whole intent was to go there and, try to build business relations, just to kind of like get our name to somebody else's mouth. Well, Ted, being the introvert he is, and me being the major extrovert that I am, I'm like, look, we're just going to go to these tables and we're just going to talk to people. Like, I mean, what's the worst that's going to come out of the conversation? No, sorry, not right now. Who are you? So when you got nothing to lose, that's kind of how we walked into it. I mean, I think it was Spiro, Jason at Spiro was the first table we went to, and we talked our game to him, and he gave us a card. He's like, yeah, just reach out to me, after PowerCon. And they're like, well, cool, we got one card. And we went to like Four Horsemen, because they were like right around the corner. Jeremy Gerard was there. We kind of talked to him. He's like, hey, here's my card. Contact us after PowerCon. We'll talk. So, like, when you've got some of the major players that are in one building, it really makes things a lot easier to have that face-to-face conversation.
Mm-hmm.
When it came to like Valorverse and everybody else, I mean, we're sending emails like, hey, this is who we are. This is the website. It looks very janky right now. Don't pay attention to that. But trust me, we're real. We're interested in like carrying your product. What can we do? And we got some answers back pretty quick. Some happened a lot more interesting than the others. Like the Valorverse one. Good old Analog Toys over there kind of made it official on YouTube before everything was all said and done that we were partnered with Valorverse to start carrying with Series 2. So, that really escalated a lot of things on that front. But I mean, most of it is just, you reach out, but I think Jada Toys was the one, like we tried to go to them direct. With them, you got to order so much from them that we just couldn't do it. Like, so we go through a distributor who handles Jada. So there are a lot of companies we want to get into directly to eliminate the middleman. Just right now, kind of to the question we were talking about backstage, MOQs, you have to order a certain amount, and it's like being so new and still trying to build the company from the ground up. We're just not at that level to really hit that part yet. But
Mhm.
yeah, but I mean, back to the the Sunday thing. It really just was just me and Ted going around the tables of vendors and saying, "Hey, my name is Aaron. My name is Aaron. This is Ted, and we're owners of HellaDope Toys. We are trying to carry your product. What can we do to get in business?" And
Okay.
yeah, a lot of it was just kind of some quick talks, and others were, "Hey, yeah, let's talk more later." And later turned into now 2 years of a beautiful relationship.
Excellent.
Yeah, and
And
I'd
now
like to. I want to add on to that as well. Now we're to the point where we don't necessarily reach out to anybody anymore. We get so many emails each
Mhm.
week from smaller companies, newer companies, older companies saying, "Hey, we would like you to carry this." I mean, we just got a message today about it, and now it's overwhelming because we do have these other companies set in stone. Like, we have our relationship with the Four Horsemen. I'm reaching over here because there's a stack of cosmics. We have the relationship with Valaverse. We have to sell our Marvel Legends to keep the casual buyer coming in. We just started with Joy Toy, and it's a lot. So just trying to tackle all those really makes our wallets tight from time to time. So
Mhm.
we're always trying to add somebody new. Like we have an agreement with Savage Crucible. We just have not been able to place an order with Savage Crucible yet, but it's on our to-do list. But yeah, now they come to us and we have to
That's
say,
awesome.
oof, give me a month. Okay.
Very cool.
Okay.
I agree.
Dave, I'm not sure how to put this.
The,
There
the
we go.
Titan, the Mossman commercial hooked him in. I mean, the Mossman commercial really brought a lot of people in, man.
Oh no.
Okay. So tell us about Mossman. How did Mossman become the unofficial mascot?
So, I am an Origins collector, and having a flocked figure was awesome, and it being $40 was not awesome, but I just couldn't resist. I went to Walmart. I never thought I would see it. I just thought that thing would fly, but nobody liked that $40 price tag. So I bought it, and then I kind of opened it, and I was a little salty about the whole thing. I'm like, I paid $40 for this. What the hell is wrong with me? And now in present day, people are paying $10. I need one of those $10 Mossmans, people. And I was so annoyed by it. I was like, I need to get my money's worth out of this. And I was looking at the box, and it made me laugh because on the box it says Master of Spying and Disguise. And I just thought in my head, I'm like, what if he was terrible at spying and disguise? And I just started making this silly voice with him. And then I was just like, oh, what if I recorded a skit where he just breaks into Skeletor's Snake Mountain trying to spy on him, but like he does a terrible job of it. And that's kind of where Mossman started. Mossman wasn't supposed to be his own entity. I was making Adventures of Skeletor because I just wanted to make, silly Skeletor videos. And then Mossman was just so much fun. And then I made another one and another one. And then a Punk with Toys wanted commercials. He wanted Mossman exclusive commercials. So I made some of those. And yeah, he's just, the lore of Mossman's kind of expanded. In fact, over here, Random Diorama made the Mossmobile just on a whim during one of our live streams. And this one's featured in Adventures of Skeletor episode 3, which you can find on our YouTube channel. It's actually my favorite one of the 3. But yeah, he made this Mossmobile, and it's wild.
That is badass. Badass.
Yeah, he made it in one day.
Yeah,
he's like, hey,
yeah. He just
I want to show. It's like, I want to show you something. I'm like, okay. He's like, boom. Like, oh my god, you made an entire vehicle. It was amazing.
Yeah, and shout out to Radnom who's in the chat. Go check him out every Friday night.
Absolutely. I love watching this stuff, and I gotta tell you, like, I've been trying to dabble with making some trees, and I've been using his videos on how to create them, just so I can do some more stuff with some photography. So, but I think that you guys touched on something really really important. Not only are you entrepreneurs, but I want to say that the ability to get yourselves out there and utilizing social media has been a huge draw. I mean, you guys have a weekly show Sunday nights. For those that are in the chat and you haven't seen it yet, go
9 p.m.
subscribe to
Eastern.
the channel. And it's just, you have a large variety of guests. You guys just talk about everything and anything. I mean, it's, I gotta say, getting that out there, and I said the same thing to Bobby, is that when I saw him at ZolaCon, I was like, I really want to be as interested. I mean, the toys are great and stuff, but it's your accessibility that makes me want to come back and go into the line. And it's the same thing with you guys. I mean, it's every week. You guys are here to entertain, inform, and as you guys have said, the success is coming naturally because of that. So was there ever a time where you're like, I don't know if we want to do this? Is it a time suck? I mean, I know when you guys did was it the 500th subscriber episode, you guys talked about, you showed a clip from episode 1 all the way up through today, and it's just really, how has that really affected, again, your relationship that was just already as strong as it is? Was that new element and incorporating that, something that was just kind of randomly came up, or part of the plan?
Aaron, you can start with that one.
Oh, thanks. I mean, to kind of encompass the whole question, when we started the company, we're like, look, we're so new, no one knows who we are, like, at all. So we knew we had to make our presence felt. So instead of kind of just going, feet first to the ground and run, we got into a lot of the YouTube channels and watching other people's channels and just connecting with everybody. A Punk with Toys and the 3POA and just anybody and everybody that was doing things in the toy community.
Unboxing art.
Unboxing art. It's another
long
one.
list.
Very long.
I first heard about you guys from Articulated Ninja.
We love Ninja, man, and Ninja and the Find My Fake ladies. I love them all. They're fantastic. To digress, we knew that we had to start there, and then we were like, okay, well, how do we put a face behind a website? And you're like, well, let's go on YouTube, because I have a Twitch page, I have a Twitch channel, where I would go, I'd game, or I'd sit and just chat with people that I've built a community there, and I'm like, well, I'm good with being on camera. If you're good with being on camera, and it puts a face behind a name, behind a company, and now people get to know who we are. But we knew we had to commit every week to do a weekly show, no matter what. And it was fitting because we both had Sunday evenings off, and there wasn't really a lot of shows on Sunday night until we found out there's shows on Sunday night. So we learned that the hard way. But we decided, and there's going to be days where we just can't have a show. PowerCon was one of those. We're not going to have a show after PowerCon. Wedding anniversaries and important things that for the family and things. But for so far, 75 episodes in, we've stayed consistent. We've been doing shows with guests, without guests, and we knew that this was the right move. And by doing that, we have built a relationship. We have built a fan base. We've built repeat customers from it. And I would not change anything that we've done up to this point. Well, maybe I would. Maybe I'd try to do it bigger. But up to this point, we've done okay. We always knew that, Ted had to convince me we were doing things right. And for a while, and especially in the first 3 months of the infancy of this, it was some scary times, because you're sitting there, you're waiting, when's that first sale going to come, or when's that first subscription to the channel going to come, and it didn't come, and we're like, do we keep fighting? What do we do? And then all of a sudden, just it happened, and we're grateful for it, because like I said, we are who we are today because of everyone that has helped us get to this point.
And that's definitely something I can attest to, is like, the dedicated fan, the small, your followers, that's the best thing I think you touched on, is that, you're building this rapport every week, and you're building these friendships, and these might be people that you've never met in your entire life. You can walk right by them, but every week, like clockwork, as Dave said in the beginning of the show, the Titan is on with so many people, and it's always good to see him on there. It's kind of like that little security blanket, that you kind of start enveloping yourself with as time goes on. And I think, again, that's a testament to you two.
And
Yeah, I mean, and through that process, like, we didn't go into people's streams like, hey, go check out HellaDopeToys.com. That was never the intention. The intention was to get in there, and I mean, sure, we have our logo and our icons. So you're like, oh, what's HellaDope? What's that all about?
Branding.
We're in there. Yeah, we're in there just to say, hey, what's up? Hey, this is a great show. I'm going to tune in, every Monday or every Wednesday or whenever your show is. I'm going to tune in, just because I'm now interested. I'm hooked in. And then it got to a point where they're like, "Oh, hey, I've seen you in my stream like every week. Like, what's the deal?" Like, no, hey, we're just here.
Yeah,
I wanna.
And you guys got a fantastic network. It's like, I didn't know about the Toy Lead show, and now I'm hooked on those guys.
Absolutely.
Between that 3POA, all of it, it's become a really neat network. But the cool is, how can I put it? There's no assholes.
I mean, there's
I mean, he's
but
got to deal with me on a day-to-day basis.
I want to
You know what I mean.
I want to say that, like, we appreciate hearing that, because honestly, what you guys are saying is not always necessarily how we feel on our end. And some of the most fun times I had doing this was when there was nobody, because each week was like leveling up. Like, man, when we got 50 Instagram followers, I thought we were made. I was like, look, I'd never had 50 Instagram followers before. I was like, look what we did, man. 50 people love us. And that was a grind. And, our success, our success is from the community. Like, we got put on a rocket ship by people like Rocco, the 3POA, a Punk with Toys, Unboxing Art, even Art G. Art G took a portion of his show just to scroll through our site one day. And I think the most surreal thing about the ride was when you're watching a show, you're watching a show like this, and you're just hanging out in the chat, just talking with the community, and the hosts of the show know who you are. And I was like, oh shit, they know who I am. Like, I barely know who I am. And that's when things got wild. I'm like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme, where he's pointing at the TV, whistling. Anytime any show says our name or throws up our logo or plays a commercial, I still get that same excitement. Every time Lawrence plays a Moss Man commercial, anytime somebody says the name. But again, like, we're still on this grind. We're not anywhere close to where we need to be. And a lot of times when you're looking at numbers and you're trying to make things convert, and you're doing a show week after week after week, and you're like, man, the channel's not growing. It's hard. The live numbers aren't growing. And they are, because I looked back at last year. I was just telling Aaron yesterday about the Father's Day. We did Father's Day last year. 9 people watched. We did Father's Day last week, and we had like 25. That was a low show for us, but yeah, it just doesn't always feel like you're winning, So hearing it is much appreciated, because we don't.
Well, and you kind of led into the question I was going to ask you specifically, Ted, and that was, we're talking about all the positive things, but like you just said, not everything's rainbows and unicorns. Some days you wake up and you're like, fuck, why is this shit happening? And hearing that, I'm glad to hear that maybe it's happening less, and if it is, but it shows again the reality of it's not all, the videos that we see that we're like, oh, you get on YouTube and everything's fantastic. Start your own company in 3 days, and next thing you know, you're driving Lambos and everything else. I mean, this is
Still
like
waiting.
you guys are saying, it's coking and joking, but it's also a hell of a lot of work. Like you said, the dedication, Aaron, of every Sunday being like, we got to be on here because this is how we're going to grow. And I'm there with you. I'm watching, and it's just a fun time, to say the least. And the fact that you get so many interesting people that just want to be like, hey, let me hop on your show, and you guys are like so hospitable with it, and you're like, sure, come on, and let's BS for a little bit. And that's that accessibility is what's fun. So,
Thank you.
I'll get off my soapbox, Dave. What's up? What's next?
Oh no, I agree with you. Just every now and then, you just have one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everything's fucked and everybody sucks, as a wise man once wrote. That's this tonight. I personally have a running gag that I've been saying for the last 15 years. I would ask if you guys agree, and this is what I call the 35-plus-year-old toy uniform collectors. As you guys hit the shows and all, black T-shirt and jeans. Yes or no?
Yes.
Like if you go to a convention, you're going to see about 90% guys black T-shirt and jeans if they're 35.
That's what I'm wearing every day.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I'm curious if I personally attack anybody with that one. I just want to get that one out there.
That's like my go-to uniform.
No, yeah, no, I look good in that shit, man. No wonder everybody does it.
Exactly.
Black shirt, man.
Yeah,
hides the gut a little bit. Yeah. Get them jeans that fit just right.
It makes the Nerf gun stand out a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, since we're talking, we as I said, you guys are heading in the right direction. You guys have momentum. I mean, the way things are going right now, I think the rocket is launching. So I know you mentioned how you guys are just starting to work a lot more with Joy Toy right now. We pulled on Valverse. You opened up your account with Savage Crucible. Would you say, are there any like dream brands that you just want to carry?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know about the word dream.
Okay.
I mean, when as a business, I mean, every company is a dream. You want to carry all the top brands.
Aaron, can I interrupt you for 1 second? I'm sorry. I got something that just popped up. As we talk about good things and people that are following you, there are those that might be a little critical of you guys. Specifically, there's no pictures of you with the person that just popped on. So let me just let him have a moment to speak his piece. Ladies and gentlemen, an alumni from Figure Reaction. We have comic book artist and writer and the
Stan Lee here, back from the dead, here to just wish HellaDope Toys, Ted and Aaron, a happy 75th show of complete bilge. 75 shows of complete bilge, but it's entertaining bilge at that.
Can you sign my action figure?
Right. I got one upstairs. You don't mind signing that, sir. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Well, it's great to be here.
Excelsior.
Beelzebub sometimes lets me out to see the overworld, and I enjoy it. And just for this special occasion, to say hi to you guys and just congratulate you on all your hard work. You're really pushing Beelzebub's kingdom to the next level.
I love it.
Stan, thank you so much, man.
Obviously, Beelzebub's a Jack Kirby fan.
Quit. That was amazing. I'm gonna need you to record some stuff for shtick.
Dude, we need to use that. We need to get you to do some promos for us. That should be some cameo work right there.
Absolutely. I'm looking into some Amazon stuff to get me a bald head, the Stan Lee stuff. Yeah. That'd be good.
That was amazing.
I was actually gonna make some art for Mike and me, but Jesus, I need that.
Stan Lee's back. Like, holy shit! Let me fix my eyebrows real quick.
Well, Quentin, I mean, I really appreciate the time here to kind of help us talk about our favorite two dynamic duo entrepreneurs here, and the fact that you are an alumni of not only Figure Action but HellaDope Toys. You know, it's kind of nice to bring this full circle, and you know, again, the happiness that you show in your face.
Man, I love these two guys. They're absolute just encouragement just to see these guys. For one, they've been friends. They've managed to stay friends since what, high school? I've seen some of y'all's Facebook posts and stuff. I think that's amazing all in itself. But to be doing a business together, I mean, that is absolutely incredible. I mean, because, you know, when you are friends with somebody and you work with somebody, that's two different kinds of, you know, relationships there normally. But if you can like mesh together, that's like some people, they're a good boyfriend and girlfriend, but when they get married, it's like they go like at each other's throats. And you two are essentially married. So
yeah, been for a while. Yeah,
long time.
Yeah, long time. Long time. Oof.
Now, one thing that, you know, Ted just brought up here, Quentin, is that, you know, the characters that we have for our backdrop tonight were drawn and inspired by you. So can you give me a little background of how this piece of art came to be?
Oh man, I just you know, I've loved these guys so much, and I see what they're doing. I watch their channel while I'm drawing, and a lot of times when I'm catching up on YouTube, I'm usually about a day or two behind. So, but because I can only draw between, I don't know, 8:30 and 3 o'clock in the morning, because 3 o'clock in the morning I just kind of like pass out.
That's when you do your best work, man.
Yeah, exactly. But I have to wait till the kids go to bed, the wife goes to bed. But that's when I turn on the YouTube and I listen while I draw. And these guys have just been really inspirational. I love what they do. Also, you know, just they have such beautiful faces. Just one night I was drawing, I was like, you know, I've just got to draw these guys. They're just so, I don't know. There's something about them that is just so wonderful. And I need to share this with people.
Laser Pants has dedicated that I am the adorable one. So obviously
you are the adorable one. I'm nothing against you, Ted. You play your part. But Aaron is he's the teddy bear everybody wants to hug. So
well, I mean, Quentin, I know you said when you got some pictures of Ted, it was so interesting to see the fact, you know, when he takes his glasses off, those eyes just kind of go directly crossing each other.
Right.
You didn't put that in the drawing. Which
I did.
I applaud you for that.
But there is some stuff coming up with Ted and Aaron's image in it that should be released probably this week or next week. And you know, ooh. So we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Is that an exclusive drop right there?
Exclusive drop. Exclusive to all the viewers of Figure Reaction. My question is, guys, y'all sell so much great stuff. And I told Ted a little while back, I'm going to start only, you know, pre-ordering from HellaDope. I want to know when are you guys gonna start carrying real dolls? That's what we're all interested in here. No, I'm just kidding.
Like the real girl dolls.
Yeah.
Size.
That's the HellaGrope.
HellaGrope. That's our
that's the HellaGrope division. The HellaGrope division. I see. Yeah.
That would be.
This is a side hustle.
I think.
Yes.
Quentin.
Yes.
I'm not even kidding. When you do an next action farce comic, they have to order from HellaGrope Toys.
HellaGrope Toys.
That
is so
done.
good.
I have to read it. You guys heard it here first. Figure Reaction.
Heard it here first. Yep.
If you
got
put
the
that
copyright.
in there.
Yeah,
was this trust a screamer talking? What?
Yes, trust a screamer. I don't know this true star screamer y'all keep talking about.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes. Oh,
I'll never forget when he did a call out. I was like, "Is that guy's name?" I was calling him True Star Screamer. Like,
Hey, we blame Travis for that one, Mr. Wonderful. He's the one who started it.
That's all. That is all Travis.
Oh, Travis.
I still subbed up to him.
Well, I had to show y'all. I had to show y'all something while I'm in here. Y'all ready for this?
Oh, hold on. Oh, look at you!
Oh, yeah, baby. And look, this is cool too. Watch this. You take this off. All right. I saw this from Not Top Goon. Watch this. Watch how perfect this is.
Oh wow.
Look at that.
It's beautiful.
You want to make a team? Dude, you got the stuff to make a team. That is awesome, dude.
That should have been the figure. I hate to say it. I think instead of being a bone collector, it should have been a heavy weapons garrison, and it probably still would have sold.
Oh yeah.
Well, I won't tell what is coming down the line, but if you missed out on garrison, you're in luck. So that's all I can say. I can't go any farther than that.
I was trying to get you to say more stuff.
Bobby told me I was special.
How much did Bobby pay you? I'll give you $1 more.
Yeah, well, dollar and a reach around. That's what it'll take.
How about 2 reach arounds? And maybe
that's right, Ted and Aaron. So
got you, man. We'll even give you a little tickle underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
why we're
why
never
midget. Yeah, that's why midgets laugh when they run, because the grass tickles their balls.
Damn it! I love it.
Wake up, America!
Lovely. All right, Dave. I don't know how I'm screwing this up. I'm trying to get everyone back in here to.
Yeah, and I'm full screen.
Thank you, man.
No problem.
All right, I'll be quiet. Y'all go ahead with the interview. I was really enjoying it. Can I sit here while y'all continue the interview and ask questions?
Absolutely. Why not? Please. So Dave, you kind of touched on it a little bit here, but guys, a couple weeks ago, you were talking about expansions and a brick and mortar. I mean, what's been going through the minds? I mean, how's this kind of laying out for you?
You want that one?
No, that is definitely a you.
It's definitely me. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've been scoping out a couple places. We found one that will definitely be right where we want, but I think we're gonna hold on to the online presence for a little bit. Like I said, you build that up. That's because when you do brick and mortar, you're only holding yourself to where you live. With an online presence, you can hit every city, every state, every country. So once we get to a point where we're okay in the online fact, we may look into the brick and mortar, because with a brick and mortar you can obviously carry more things, you make a display, make it look good. I said originally, ideally I would love in 2025 to have a brick and mortar. Just watch spit on my screen right there. That was kind of cool.
Good job.
Thank you very much. I would still like to think 2025 would be ideal, but we're not going to rush that time frame now. We're just going to let it happen when it happens, and we'll make a big deal out of it, make a big celebration. But it'll happen when it happens. But we love being online. We love being able to just do what we do, and almost it's kind of like a brick and mortar, because me and Ted have 2 separate inventories of what we carry. So there's times where I have to transfer stuff to him, or he transfers stuff to me, and it just works out. So but when that happens, we'll let you guys know. We'll have a big party. We'll do it up, Black Knight and Ted Dark Claw style.
And we got a little overzealous looking at some places, but when you talk about having a brick and mortar, if you look at the inventory on the site now, we would have to expand that. And we do have people, reaching out to us saying, hey, carry our line, carry our brand, all this stuff. And I think we need to flesh out the inventory a little bit more, maybe give Ed Axion Figs in the chat there, a paycheck.
Yeah.
I could use a paycheck too. I know Aaron could use one, and I think we're gonna. I don't know. It's in the plans, and sometimes we get a little excited.
Especially for that 1 week that we're talking about.
But some days we have big dreams, and then we wake up the next day to a giant bill.
Yeah.
I'm just like, damn it, we had to order more, didn't we?
You sure did.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing to say about
I'd
expansion,
rather wake up to a giant William than to a giant Richard. That's all I can say.
I mean, sometimes they kind of walk hand in hand.
You'll get it in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that you guys are saying about expansion. It's something that another toy company here local to Maryland has done. Eternia Dreams. They actually have a mobile toy store that they go to different conventions with.
Yeah,
Has that been something you guys?
We talked to them at no, at least I talked to them at PowerCon last year about exactly their idea of doing that. To have something mobile would be great. I always thought about like you have like food truck vendors, you have like food truck like conventions, like they have a bunch of like food truck shows. I'm like, it'd be sweet to have like a toy truck with just a bunch of toys in it, and like you just, kind of like the ice cream man. You play your little music, you go driving down the neighborhood, and like kids like, oh my god.
Come on in, kids. Come
for
see the figures.
It's for 35 to 55-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like, honey, the toy truck's coming. Can I get some money, please?
Yeah.
You get your Marvel Legend wrapped in parchment paper,
Yeah. Yep. But I mean, something like that would be cool. I don't know how they do it so well. Maybe I'll pick their brain next time I see them at PowerCon 2025. But no, I mean that would definitely be cool. But that's just another bill. Now you're paying for gas, you're paying to strip out a van and design it. These are just things that like Ted was saying. Like, it's the dream. You dream up all these cool things you want to do, but you got to deal with the reality now that you got to deal with the problem in front of you right now. Right now, the problem in front of us is HellaDopeToys.com. We have to make sure that ship runs and is running smoothly. So then,
without us,
I love that. That's great.
No, that's the perfect design.
I know, right? Good length right there. Hell yeah.
Yeah. We'll just put a little bell on it. Ding, 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 ding.
Something I wondered, and I hate to interject at all with figure reaction. I gotta know, you get some stock, Aaron, and you get some stock, Ted. How do y'all choose, or how does that work? Like Aaron gets some and you get the other.
It's whenever I'm complaining about not having any room. That's
right. That's how it started. Is like because everything went to him. Like I just ordered everything. Like my initial place was I order, and I did the initial setup. Like Ted does put the website together. I did version 1. Everything that happened with the version 1 website was all my doing. The cleanup, the way it was presented, because it looked like hot trash before. We admit that.
Yeah.
It just looked like less hot trash after I put it all together.
Yes.
But it got to a point where we were getting so much inventory from Entertainment Earth, now Diamond, Valorverse, NECA, Spiro, Nacelle. You pick all the companies that we're dealing with right now, and he can't hold all that. So now I took a slice of the people that we deal with and said, like, oh, I'll take this part of it, you take that part, and depending on if an order comes in and it's like, okay, well, Ted has like 3 of the 5 items and I have the other 2. Well, I'll give you the 2 instead of you, because we usually meet somewhere in the middle no matter what. So it doesn't really matter who has it, but usually he has more boxes than I do, so he just ships everything. But it just turned into a space issue. Like my basement right now, like I know you can't see it, and I'm not going to show you right now because it's a hot mess over there.
Mhm.
Like my basement over here, once I solve this water issue that I have, I can turn that almost into an entire like storage area within itself. So I can carry a lot more than I am right now. You know, especially with companies like Valorverse that has very like when you order, you know, like Series 5, that's a chunky order with a
Mhm.
lot of figures in them, you know.
Yeah.
So
High
you got to
case
be able
count.
to hold it. So Spiro's the same way.
Yeah, high
You know,
case count.
so when that stuff comes in, I would be able to support being able to hold a lot more than the space that he currently has. So that's when it turns into like, you know, our dream of having a warehouse where we can just, you know, sit and we can enjoy a nice cold one and, you know, ship stuff out and, you know,
Wrong.
build a
Ship stuff's out.
studio.
Wrong.
Ted, was that biscotti? Ted, was that biscotti?
Biscotti?
What was that?
This is my Saratoga.
Oh,
Biscotti doesn't know.
never mind.
I mean,
So okay, I've got a question. It's actually for Ted.
Okay.
Since you are now, you have taken the plunge,
Mhm.
as you know, MJF once said, you know, he's betting on himself, you're betting on yourself, you're betting on your team here. Are you going to be, since you are now going to be able to dedicate more of a full-time role to these things, not just, of course, just to the back work, but do you think you'll be doing things like more of a social media presence? Like, I know during our pre-show, we're talking about like you going on maybe once or twice a month going, here are the pre-orders that are going to be coming up on our site. Here's action figure news from our vendors that are letting us tell you. Here's an exclusive scoop that we have, you know, whether it be YouTube shorts, whether it be even, you know, hey, here at HellaDope Toys, here's how the packing process goes and things like that. Do you see yourself
That's a good
doing
question.
some things like that?
Yeah, so that's
your big extroverted sense.
That's the offensive move. So here's my notebook. One thing I'm trying to get better at is writing down everything. So, you know, we've had quite a few meetings with various people in the community the past 2 weeks. Wow, it's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks today. That's crazy. And yes, so is that coming? Yes. Right now, it is trying to clean up a little bit of the clutter that we've created from both of us being so busy.
Right.
Because, you know, when we're talking about the website, we need that website to be able to function without us pushing it all the time. Like the SEO on the site is bad. There was stuff on there that was outdated. Like, you know, it's like saying new in stock, like Ken. And I'm like, well, Ken's been here for a couple months now. So the site needed to be updated. There's graphical work that needs to be on there because you don't want to have a party, right? And then have your house be a mess. So you got to make sure your house is clean first. And then once the house is clean and in working order, that's when we go on attack. And like I said, I've had conversations with Ed. I've had conversations with Radnom. I've had conversations with Lawrence about just strategies, commercials, ideas, who's going to do it, when things are going to get done. But yeah, I have ideas running through my head all the time, hence the notebook now. I have to write it all down. I just cannot keep everything up here. But yeah, absolutely. Once the house is in order, full frontal attack, because
Full frontal. I like it.
the mistake we made in the past, right? So when you talk about the 3POA drop, when we got Valorverse Series 2 and 3POA was like, oh yeah, go get it. That was our big New Year's Eve like hit. That's when we thought we had made it. I had like 80 orders go out on New Year's Eve. It was insane. But that site looked like ass. And, you know, to a degree, you know, maybe the 3POA said, oh, hey, go buy it here. And people wanted Valorverse figures right away and they just dealt with it. I don't know how much return we got on that. It could have been more had the site been nicer. Same thing when we were doing promoted ads, right? So we make a reel, the reel does well, we pay it to put it on blast everywhere. But if the site looks like butt, are they going to come back? And that was another mistake we were making. We were trying to get people to come to this ghetto ass like trap house. I'm like, hey, come here and buy some toys. We're legit. It's fine. Come on over. Articulated Ninja says we're fine. Come on.
Yeah, we aren't Nigerian
on.
apprentice. I promise I'm gonna deliver.
Yeah, so I'm just about to the point now, especially after the stuff I did today, where I can slow down a little bit on that. There is some graphical stuff that I'd still like to get done, and then push.
Well, as you're talking about the community, I will say, like I don't know if you saw the intro video. I actually edited that together, so I can offer any of my personal resources to you. I am at your disposal, sir, because we're all here about helping everybody else out.
Absolutely. I'm in the same boat as Trust a Star Screamer.
No, it's Trust a Screamer.
I don't care. As long as you people catch that name, look it up on YouTube.
This True Star Screamer guy does not exist.
I'll take it. Okay, I'm like 35. I'm like 35 away from 500. Okay, if I can get some of you guys to go my True Star Screamer, Trust a Screamer, I don't care. I get 500 reviews. I will refer to myself as Trust a Screamer for the entire review. How about that?
All right, you guys in the chat, you heard it. True Star Screamer, he's so close to 500. Let's help him out. Share his channel out.
Yeah, man.
Share his videos, like him, subscribe. And one thing I want to say for
Trust
you
a Screamer for that video.
Okay. One thing that we definitely don't want to overlook here on the channel, with all the success you guys have had and the community that you have grown, let's not forget the people with you day in and day out that support you. You both are happily married men, and I really just want to say to your spouses, thank you for being there for you guys and helping you, whatever way it is, whether it's support, wrapping stuff up, taking stuff to the post office for you guys. That is just a thing that we never really say a lot in the community with dealing with it, with so much stuff and times. But I mean, I can say for myself, my wife is like, hey, if you want to go down and sit in a dungeon for a little while and film something, go ahead. I'll take care of the other stuff. I want to say again to your spouses, thank you guys for helping you keep your sanity.
Yeah, so that goes back to what we were talking about like a couple of weeks ago about the cups that we have. You have the HellaDope cup, you have the family cup, you have the little cup that's like, it's a shot glass cup of like personal time, playing a video game or playing Marvel Champions, which Ted loves to play, which I haven't played in a while. Like, how do you fill all these cups? Because eventually one of these cups are going to be really empty.
Mm-hmm.
And the family piece, like, it's the biggest sacrifice, because we do so much in the background. Like today I sent out a marketing email about the new Joy Toy figures that got released. That takes time. I gotta build the email. I gotta put all the product descriptions up, put all the pictures in. It's a lot of stuff that takes me away from my wife, my sons, my dog, because my dog needs my attention apparently. But it's times like that where I think they understand, like, hey, the things you're doing are for the bigger picture. It's going to put us in a position, that we can do things. We can go on family trips. We can go to Kings Island. We can go to hockey games and football games, or just do things. So while yes, I'm here, I see you, but my full attention isn't always like, I have to do this. Like, this has to get done. I have to go to the post office and drop these packages. Both my sons love going to the post office. Like, they may not admit it, but they do, because they love taking the packages into the post office and putting it to the little post lady. But that's like their thing. They that's what they do now. They help carry all the packages in, unless there's a bunch. Sometimes then I have to get out the car. I like staying in my air conditioned car. Make them do all the other stuff. But it is indeed really a family. It's a family business, both on his side and mine. It just takes extra time to do the things that we want to do, and unfortunately sometimes the business has to come a little bit first to make sure that it's doing the things it's supposed to do, so that we can enjoy our family time while the business does the business things.
Excellent.
By the way, you can't buy my Wolverine. That's my Wolverine. You can't have it. had to throw that out there because someone's going to message me about it later.
Yeah, that guy is like really high right now. Holy
Oh,
moly.
I know. I also have over here, I got
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Steal Your Girl, Magneto.
Yep.
And,
Did,
my
did you
man's
get a Gambit?
Of
Oh,
course I
yeah.
got. Of course I got Gambit, but the piece of
mean-
Irresistance, which I did not know was like creeping up in value. Miss Rogue
Yeah.
right there.
Creeping.
Yeah,
Holy moly,
really?
she's more than Wolverine for sure.
Yeah, that's why she's still in package because
I got her when she hit
I opened up
35.
all my stuff.
Yeah, I got her when she hit 35.
Here I thought
and
it
at the
would be my
con,
boy that would be jacking up.
yep.
I thought it would be my
At
boy
the
here.
con this weekend, she was, I want to say, like 135. That's crazy. man.
Really?
Yeah.
Goodness.
And they had good
135.
prices across the board. Every booth I went to at DFW, they were pretty okay. And if within $5 or $10 of each other, but that Rogue, man, she is one expensive wench. I mean, person. I mean, you know what I mean?
Since you brought up cons, it's because we've done PowerCon, we have a local show that we have here. It's very local. It's nicely ran, but like when me and Ted were going, like when we were like we're going to do this first show because we want to do a show before PowerCon to get used, like to see how like a show is ran because we've gone as as common folk, but to be a vendor, it's a whole different world.
Yeah.
And like we had people like during sub, like, hey, how much do you have XYZ figure for? And it was like, oh, it's retail, it's $30. They're like, dude, you could easily put $40-$50 on that. I'm like, well, why would I do that? Because
Yeah.
I don't
money.
Well, I mean, here's where that line gets drawn. Like,
Yeah.
you say to make money. Now, the thing with making money is, are you in it to make money to take more money than what it's worth from the people who are trying to buy it? Because easily, I can easily put any of these figures. Like hell, I can take these championship belts that I have right over there. Like
That you earned.
These are all, yeah, exactly. I beat everyone for these things. I mean, these are all replica titles. They go $300, $400, $500. I can easily sell them, especially the blue one up top. That was the last held by Bray Wyatt. That's been officially retired. But like, why?
Yeah.
I sell it at retail. They're like, oh my god, you're selling this for the same price as at Target or at Walmart. Yeah.
Yep. Well,
I can easily sell it for $10 more and just say, hey, I'm just selling it more because I want to pay for this booth or this table or my time at the show. I don't care.
Well,
I care, but I want you to go check out the website. That's what I want.
DFW, we had a swap meet ran by Chad, and there were some people in there, they had rock bottom prices, myself included.
Mhm.
And there were some people had stuff, like Macari, eBay list prices. And I was like, what are we here for? Are we here to move this stuff? Like me, I'm trying to make room. I don't want this stuff to go home with me. I understand if this is your business and everything, but like, are we trying to just show everybody what we have and like, hey, look at me, I got this thing here and this thing here? Are we trying to sell this stuff?
Well,
I was trying to sell things.
There's stuff in my collection. Like I have the from the Turtles 2, or is it the first Turtles? The first one, the Spirit of Splinter, where like he's talking to the Turtles and he's in his like hologram form. I mean, that's going for almost $300 right now.
Yeah.
Would I sell that for $30? You can kiss my ass. No, I won't.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a time and place to say, okay, I'm gonna go there's street value, and then there's this Marvel Legend over here that I'm gonna sell you for $25 and not $35 like the table next to me.
Yeah.
I want you to buy it from me because I have it at retail. I want you to recognize that everything that I'm selling is at retail, and I want you to make sure that you come to see our website because I don't know if I'll ever see you personally again, but guess what? You have a phone, a tablet, a computer, a smartwatch, something that has internet access to go to HellaDopeToys.com.
Yeah.
In return, you're going to do everything that I already want because I sold you something at retail value.
Absolutely.
And it's going to ship in one business day.
And I want to say your analogy. This is another reason why I like these guys. Is I work a day job just like these guys, except Ted.
Yeah, that's over there leaving his job.
Yeah. Anyway, Aaron's analogy of all the cups and glasses. You got to keep your cups. I always call it shelves. Cups to me, that is a seasoned alcoholic's analogy of that.
I don't go to meetings, sir. Okay,
but that's another reason why I like these guys is because they're regular guys doing something that they, like all of us, we all have stuff that we wanted to do growing up. And here we are. This is the only life we got. And they're doing what they decided they like this and that this is what they want to do. And they're doing it. And that's what gets me the most. And that's why, I just love HellaDope Toys, what they stand for, what they're doing. And you know what? I don't, if they charged a little more, I wouldn't mind. Hey, wait, don't take me literal on that.
I'm writing this down.
Hey, I've been trying to get you to write it in for 2 years.
But I'd much rather give my money to some working Americans. Americans. Than I would to some, huge corporate. Now, they're good right now. When they go corporate, they're probably going to suck. Okay. But for now, they're awesome. Okay. So, anyway.
We'll never sell out unless
there's the right price.
That's what I tell everybody. Hey, the $1 million man said it best. Everyone's got a price. Okay.
Right. That's right.
It doesn't matter what that price is.
All right,
mine has a bunch of zeros at the end.
I'm gonna ask you guys a fun question then, since you guys are in the biz right now. Where do you see? And it was like one of my last questions before I folded out the slideshow. But where do you see the direction is going to be now for the adult toy collector? No, not collecting adult toys, but the 35 to 50-year-old collector. Would you say the market now is going to be the independent toy scene from things like Valverse, Spiro Toys, Four Horsemen? Do you think there's going to be? Do you think it's like we're just at the cusp? Like there's going to be a big explosion of this stuff? I know you guys are working with Spiro Toys. I don't want to mention one of your other competitors that may involve a 5 and the letter A into it, but they carry more of some of the more import independence and things like that, which is not your market yet. I don't know if that is going to be your market, for example.
My market is whatever it is that you collect.
Mm-hmm.
That's my market. But to kind of like further expand on that, yes, the 35 plus community has officially taken over the toy world. Like we are the last remnants of toy enjoyers, toy collectors, toy buyers. But there are still kids being born. Next, I guess, evolve to HellaDope Toys eventually will be to adapt to the kids. Monster High dolls. Like the Titan, the Marvel Titans, stuff like that. Paw Patrol. I want HellaDopeToys.com to be the one. I want it to be the one-stop shop. I want it to be the little man's Amazon. You can go to Amazon and be happy there, but know that your shit's going to be in a box, not protected, like my Blade Master Wang was. But when you order stuff from us, how it's going to come. Like Christmas is going to be. I hate to say it, it's right around the corner. Little Billy and little Jan, they want their dolls, they want their toys. I want you as a parent to like, hey, I know this website where you can get this stuff. I want that to happen. My sister asked me last year, like, how come you don't carry dolls for your niece? I'm like, well, my niece is one billionth of the world. I can't just attune to her. But that got me to thinking, like, we only carry stuff that adult collectors are collecting. Maybe some are for kids, like the wrestling stuff and some of the Marvel Legends. But why aren't we looking at like things that the kids want? but that comes with its own tagging. Like we have to tag now items that are 8 and up, 12 and up, 6 plus. All those it's a whole new market and a whole new way of listing things that has to happen because you have to play by a certain amount of rules. So eventually, and I want to say truthfully, I want to say if not by this Christmas, by very early next year, that we will hopefully expand our inventory to adapt the younger generation of kids who still collect, because they're out there. There may not be as many, but they're out there.
So I want to add on to that.
Don't worry.
I see everything works in peaks and valleys, right? So the independent toy companies coming out in full force right now is amazing. It creates a lot of opportunity. The problem is you get like saturation in the market. And then on the flip side, so some of these more recent Marvel Legends announcements have gotten better. People are more excited about them. We still have G.I. Joe Classified, which is doing fine. Think what you want about it, but it seems to be doing okay. So these independent companies force the bigger companies to step up their game. Everything goes in peaks and valleys. Everything will go up and down. I will say I'm not a fan of the narrative becoming officially that, us adults are buying up all the toys, because I think all of us adults do want this to still carry on to younger generations. We don't want the kids to not play with toys. We don't want this to die with us. We don't want all this to end up in a landfill, which, boy, I mean, the more companies that come, the more Savage Crucibles, the more Delta 17s, the more Flipors, all that coming at you. I mean, Quentin just mentioned it. We got to move this stuff to make space. I don't have room in my house for all this anymore, and
Absolutely.
that's another barrier. So I don't know. I think right now it's messy. I think it's great, especially for newer collectors. Things like X-Men 97 has brought out more adult collectors and younger collectors who watched the show, and they were like, heck yeah, I need to get some of these X-Men 97 figures. And I think we need more of that to get the people involved. But Hollywood's all jacked up. Some of these independent companies that do have good products struggle marketing themselves to get to the casual consumer. So outside of our bubbles, nobody knows who they are. So yeah, there's pros and cons to the indies. There's pros and cons to us being adult collectors, but I don't like the media pushing that narrative. We all know what it is. Like, we're not dumb. Yeah. We know we're buying a good chunk of it, but to just put out the narrative like, oh yeah, no, these kids ain't buying toys anymore, because that's just not true, or else they wouldn't have 5 aisles dedicated to it. I'm saying we're buying a good chunk. Don't get me wrong, but don't spin the narrative to be like, well, no, kids are done playing with toys, because that's what we want to revive. Yeah, I don't know. I went on a lot of different ways that way, but I just
love right now. I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
That's real good, man. That's real good, and that is the key: is to get this next generation of people. Because I know when I found a lot of this stuff. That led me to the things that I'm doing now. It was, because of people putting out stuff for me when I was a kid. And I really hate the idea, like what you were talking about. They're pushing that, all the adults now are the ones collecting all the toys. And it just, I really think the companies need to be more about, getting stuff to the kids, for sure, to get that next generation. I mean, I'm all about nostalgia and everything, but that's only for us. We'll be dying out here not too long. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm 47. I've already had friends of mine that, are gone. I mean, it's I don't want this to be for me. I would rather it be for the kids,
You're not wrong. I mean, people say, the only thing worse than a Star Wars fan is a Star Wars fan.
Hot Wheels are pretty close.
I'm not trying to be the positivity police here, but there's that new Transformers 1 movie coming out, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's going to have Peter Cullen in it, etc., etc., etc." It's like, well, you know what? This movie isn't made for me.
Yep.
This movie is not.
You know what? I want to ask you a question since you brought it up. So they said, what's your smuck's name? Thor, that guy.
Oh, Chris Hemsworth.
That guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Playing like they tested him doing the voice of Optimus Prime, and it tested well. How do you feel about him being the voice of Optimus Prime?
I don't care, but honestly,
I don't mind because, especially like to kids, he is the thing right now. Like, he's in, so maybe maybe he'll do it. Maybe he'll.
I'll be the counterpoint to it. I think it's okay, but he just sounds like Chris Hemsworth. There's no variety into what he's doing. He sounds. You could close your eyes and look at the screen and be like, "Oh, there's someone's watching a Marvel movie. That's Thor." Oh no, he's Optimus Prime before he was Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's a whole different conversation of no longer using professional voice actors and now just using actors for their voices. It's like the Mario movie. All I heard was Chris Pratt. But the point I was going with this is, we're sitting here saying, it's not my cartoon that I grew up with. You know what? It's not. People say, I have not been watching The Acolyte. I haven't been watching some of the last Star Wars stuff. I don't care though, because if a kid's watching it, then that's a new Star Wars fan.
Yep.
I know I'm hitting some touchy subjects here, but
just
the new Skybound comics, the new Skybound G.I. Joe comics, I had trouble getting into them because they were not my G.I. Joe. Because I read the Larry Hama stuff. It's still there though. It's a new approach. It's bringing in some new fans. Some people might be getting a Cobra Commander figure now to paint that smiley face that was on that issue, which was a damn good issue.
Yes.
I think kind of where Ted was going on this, and where you guys were going on this one, of we want the next generation to get into this stuff, is at the same point we also need to let it go of it changing.
Yeah,
it's not our
say though,
if
it is marketed to me,
my toys are right here. My stuff's still here.
I just say this: if it's something that is marketed to me, don't try to jerk my chain. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But if it's Optimus Prime, Peter Cullen, there'll never be another Optimus Prime. If you're trying to get my kid, on the other hand, use whoever you want to, but have the story mean something and have a moral to it, like we grew up with. That's all I'm saying. Make it enjoyable. Make it not totally educational, but I'm just saying, don't have it just useless entertainment. You know what I mean? That's all I say. If you're marketing it to me, though, then do it right. Don't get guys in there that say they know, but they don't really know, and they just kind of Googled something, and that's what they went with. That's what I say.
I want to bring up Mariano's question real quick. He was asking about selling more Transformers. So it is something that we've always looked into. The problem with me and Ted is our personal knowledge on Transformers, outside of like the cartoons, the movies, is we just don't know the toys. Well, I'll put anything up for pre-order. We tested that with Joy Toy when we did a Warhammer 40K. Like, I put things up for like 3 months and nothing. But I mean, I know there's a Transformers community out there. It's something that I definitely want to tap into at some point. Maybe that'll happen much sooner than later. But keep an eye out. Like I said, subscribe to our email on our website. You never know what will pop up in the next email. That's all.
Just like you don't know much about real dolls, so you don't want to really sell real dolls without knowing a lot about real dolls, right?
Yeah,
that's what I like about you guys. You want to know about your product, so
I gotta test it out.
A real doll.
No, make sure it's real.
Because knowing is half the battle.
Go joke. That's yes to everything. Yes, I want to sell all the things if you let me. The problem is when I do it, no one says anything about it. It's like, oh well, I ordered it from Big Bad Toy Store. Well, I bet you I'll get it before them. I bet you I'll ship it before them.
Damn
I
right.
bet you will.
So why?
Bet you will.
I mean, and I'm not saying hey, support who you want. I buy stuff from Big Bad Toy Store. Hell, I bought stuff from Nerdzoic. I don't really care. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But I want you to buy it from me because I've proven myself right now. Everything that we've said for 2 years, we've backed up. We've even told people to challenge. Order something right now. Somebody right now in this chat, I guarantee you, order something right now. It goes out tomorrow. I promise.
No, really.
And
order
I'll
something right now, guys.
guarantee-
Yes, sir. I want to hear his.
If it's in stock. Let me rephrase that. If it's in stock,
I
wanna hear
guarantee
this
there
from
won't
me.
be better packaging as well. That's something I know. Everything I get from HellaDope is always packaged really well, and it's Ted really takes extra time to make sure it's bubble wrapped and everything. So I've
And
gotten
he-
some
and
beat
he
up
looks
boxes, but that's because of the mail carriers. But everything has always been sound in the box and protected. So that's another thing I got to say about that.
appreciate you.
Well, like you guys said,
listen, I mean, I'm sorry. Mario was talking about the not having Transformers is a big miss. Like I said, we recognize that there's a lot of things that we have to address. And like I said, if Transformers is the thing that we are missing, then Transformers will be the thing that we will answer. Unfortunately, give me time because, like I said, I don't want to bring in old product. And of course, with new Transformers, we're talking a couple months out down the road. So we gotta find the balance between the two worlds. But if you're saying right now Transformers is what will bring you to us and keep you with us, then that will happen.
and that's just the cusp of things. Because right now, I mean, looking at the website, like we said earlier, you guys have a lot of inventory and variety here. I mean, like I said, from AWOC all the way down to Mezco to Mythic Legions. I mean, I'm just showing all this stuff here. That you guys are building up to be like you said, the one-stop shop. There's always something for someone here, and your guys are continuing to grow. And that's the best thing that anyone would want to hear from a toy company, that you want to listen to your customer base and adapt and adjust and continue to grow. So again, guys, the website HellaDopeToys.com. Order something tonight that's in stock, and then come back and leave a message on this stream saying that you got it within 24 hours. Or I'll count that. It depends on your post office, right?
It'll ship within 1 business day. So usually the morning. Pickups come around noon. And then I also want to answer the comment about the Star Wars. So we stopped selling Star Wars stuff because people stopped buying it because Hasbro is making Ollie's level Star Wars figures. I still have freaking Ahsoka's sitting over there.
Yeah.
In the warehouse that
If the product isn't moving, it's not worth them stocking.
So if our customers didn't want to buy it, then we just stopped ordering it because they love buying Valaverse and they love buying Marvel Legends and love buying G.I. Joes and they love buying Joy Toy, and that's what we invest our money in. And I want to emphasize that we are just two dudes with jobs, We are not the biggest and we are not the baddest. We're two guys who started this with like $150 and worked on scaling it to what it is. So again, if you want to email us about something you're interested in us carrying, like we're all for looking at it, but
Ken's if you want to bring up Ken's message right there about the ramen, we are gracious to have been able to deal with Ace and with Ramen Toys, to have Aces of Aviation, the Marshall, and then really anything else that he is futurely coming out with. Will we be the main source for Ramen Toys? No, I'm sure that they'll still be at Big Bad. I'm sure there's still other U.S. like stores that will carry it. But for him to like contact us and say, hey, here's a list of things that I'm coming out with. Can you list them? Absolutely, all day, every day, 3 times on Sunday. I love what Ace is doing. He's doing the things that the people want. They may not know they want it yet, but then when it drops, they're like, "Oh my god, I need this."
Man, just seeing pictures for me has been like, holy moly, I got to have that.
Yeah, we brought it up last night. Like we got a huge spike this weekend of pre-orders for the Marshall because
Kato.
I'm blanking right now. Kato did his review. I'm sure he had it at Joe Fest. He also had Aces of Aviation at Joe Fest with the new packaging. It was just great to see, and I'm sure maybe he had mentioned somewhere like, "Hey, go check out HellaDope Toys." Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. I was only there for 10 minutes. Okay, guys, 10 minutes. But it was just nice to see like that spike in ramen toys sales because, like I said, we pushed it for a minute and we just let it sit, and now we're back to like, oh my god, maybe we need to start talking about this because if Kato's got one and he's reviewing it, that means it's coming soon. So we need to get back on the grind, get that word of mouth back into your ear saying, hey, get the Marshall. The Marshall's coming soon. If you didn't order, it's that time.
I think this is we're hitting that hour 36 minutes, so I think this is the one to end it on right here. One step at a time, fellas. Yeah. You guys just keep growing your business. Oh, sorry, Mike.
I do have one little surprise here, and hopefully you guys won't mind if I show this.
I like the last one.
Let me make this a little big here. Oops. Sorry, all of a sudden the tech guy who does this day in and day out can't operate his computer. So give me 1 second here.
But yeah, I can't say that. Ace is listening to the fan base and he's giving them what they want.
Okay, so let's do this. So this looks pretty. Oops, where's it go? Come on now.
Are you sharing your screen? Because
here we go.
It's not sharing.
So this is. Oh no, I have it here. I just need to press the share and get it ready because. Guys, this is something that no one else has seen yet until now.
Nobody's seen it yet.
But I got to thank Quentin for showing me this.
Okay.
That boy's crazy.
Is that showing?
Ooh.
Oh!
Wait a minute. Wait, what is that?
Guys.
Those are some handsome-looking characters right there.
I know, right?
Oh my goodness! Look at them.
Like you've made it, and if Quentin has put you in action farce, and like this is amazing. Like, it's awesome to see this. We talk about we were talking about earlier about getting exclusives. You know what? I'll take this all day.
Oh yeah,
I'll take my hat off to you for that one, man.
This is phenomenal. This is Quentin.
This is
again
spot on.
Phenomenal, man.
Let me tell you, when I showed this to certain people, they were like, man, this is spot on. I was like, and I laughed the entire time I was doing it. And the panels that come after, I laughed even harder. So get ready, everybody. It's gonna be hilarious.
This is like I am definitely looking forward to. Like I said, this is great news for us because an inclusion to something that has like I don't know if you watched the episode that we had Quentin on. We talked about action farce and like the people who are in it and like the involvement for it, and for us to see this and have our inclusion into a very tight knit club. It's amazing and we love it. And Quentin, we thank you so much for that.
And by the way, I want to say that this was not due to the interview that they gave me. I already had this in the thing. I'd already asked them, hey, if I ever use y'all's likeness, is that okay? Because anytime I use anybody's likeness, I always go to them and ask. And I always assure them, hey, this is not going to be negative. It may be a little humorous, but it's not going to be negative. I always try to make sure that anytime I use anybody's likeness at all, hey, is it okay if I, in the future, don't know what it's going to be, don't know what you're going to be doing or what the situation is, but if you just happen to like show up in a story or something somewhere, is that okay with you? And they were like, yeah, man, that's cool. Do it. And so
that is awesome.
I like the Titans comments. Like the next panel is a Steel Reserve delivery truck. Like, please drop it off at my front door. Okay, I need it.
No,
I'm tired of paying $2.
That was the last of the Steel Reserve in America getting blown up. That's why you were like,
you know what? That actually makes sense. Man, I can't have that. I gotta buy stock in this company now. Like,
well, you heard it here first, everybody. Everybody's been, we kind of been teasing who all is, in the next upcoming. That's not all, but that's some. Okay. So
awesome.
Okay.
I thought it was perfect for this, and I just decided to share it to Mike to put on the show tonight. Just a little added bonus to a celebration of you guys and what you do. And man, every toy that shipped out that y'all do that, I just think you guys are awesome, and you keep it up, man. You keep doing what you're doing, and you keep growing.
And did you say this is expect like next week? You'll have it done?
It should be. No, it's done.
Okay.
I had one correction on a there and there, right? It's a common mistake. I have one correction, one word, and then it'll be released as Laser Pants, who's getting back from DFW as well. I just got back yesterday, and I've been recuperating all day. So whenever he is able, he had to go all the way back to where he lives. So, I was 4 hours away. He's like, I don't even know how far. But anyway, whenever he is able, he's going to be releasing it out to the 3POA. So
I can't wait.
Get over there and check it out, man. It's going to be good. And I want to say that is just 2 parts of what's coming. So
awesome.
That's all I can release right now.
I can't wait to see it, man. That's awesome. We are forever grateful to even be included in action force.
That shit's going up on the wall, man. That's what my grandchildren are gonna see. Their grandfather in a comic book, who I assume is gonna do something incredibly heroic in the end.
Yeah, probably.
Well, it is action farce, so can't make any promises,
Ted, I've known you for way too long. You're probably gonna fuck something up.
I mean, even the heroes of the story are, buffoons. So,
you're getting crushed by a big bad toy store case.
Oh man, that's my nightmare right there.
Well, I don't think we can top that special release here. So I think we'll go ahead and let's close out here. But again, everyone, Aaron and Ted, you guys are awesome. Everyone needs to get on to HellaDopeToys.com, order some stuff. You heard it here first. You're going to get it in perfect condition every single time. So, guys, is there anything in the second half of 2024, any shows or anything you guys want to promote that you're going to be at? Anything at all?
2024, we're going to stay pretty quiet. There's a local show here in Columbus that we'll go to. It's at our state fair. But right now, we're on the road to PowerCon 2025. We're getting ready for that show. And you say, well, that's a year from now. Yeah, it's we got a plan now because that's a journey. But always check out HellaDopeToys.com. Check out the the Instagrams, the Twitters, the whatever we're on. Sharing a post is free. That's the best form of advertisement that we could ever get from you guys. So we always will appreciate it. And if you're not on the mailing list, and I'm telling you right now, exclusive information, there is something that's going to go out for 4th of July weekend. Exclusive email subscribers will get first dibs on whatever the deal is that I can't tell you yet.
You heard it here first, folks.
Awesome.
Well, they may have said it yesterday. I don't know, but
So
you heard it here the first on this Monday.
that's
That's
awesome.
right. The show is prime.
Prime, ready to go.
Yeah, baby.
All right,
And
Mexican,
again-
everyone.
Oh, I was going to say,
Yes,
I was
sir.
going to thank you for popping on. And
Yeah, man.
Well, I appreciate
Stan-
you inviting me, especially for an occasion like this, man. I love these guys. I love y'all. Holy moly.
Yeah, that's
Great
Stan Lee.
show.
Man. That surprised me. That was a surprise within itself.
I love Stan Lee, even though he was a crooked character in real life.
Hey,
A lot of people don't know.
We know.
That was part of the glam of Stan
trust
Lee.
me,
man.
I do.
That's right.
Well, Dave, close us out,
But
man. Before I start rambling.
all right. Of course, please check out HellaDope Toys. Please follow Quentin. Look up Quentin on Instagram. Follow this man's work. Junkie on Crafts and Builds here on the YouTubes. True Star. Sorry, tonight for tonight only. Trust a Screamer here on YouTube. We will hopefully see some of you guys not only on our own channels here. Please give this channel a subscribe. Thank you for joining us here for Figure Reaction. We'll see you Thursday for a new episode of Figure Reaction. And as always, until next time, take care. Peace.
Peace.